Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the new podcast from Children and Film. It's your host, Jaron, here, and my co-host in no lesser a way, Jacob. How are you feeling today, buddy?
I'm bloody lovely. We've just done a bit of work on the radio, so now we are back here. We're not talked out yet. We are just warmed up and ready to go to give you guys a bloody dynamite show here today. We've got plenty to talk about because the Oscar nominations were released, and it is kind of unhealthy how excited I get for this shit because I live for this shit. And so yeah, it's like Christmas time if you're a film fan. Even though the Oscars don't really matter and it's all glitzy, I still care about them. I really enjoy the whole process. But you know, that's to come later. First up, we're gonna do our usual segment that we start every show with. That's Diary Display, where we talk about all the movies that we have been watching for the past week or so. Now, I've been watching a fair few. I watched a fair few indeed. I watched like 19 last week, so should I just get straight into it?
Damn, pump them out.
I'm going to pump them out. I watched so many last week, I just went mental. A bunch of stuff for the first time. Alright, I've been trying to get some Woody Allens down, so I watched Vicky Cristina Barcelona. Didn't really like it, pretty vapid, just a bunch of rich people hanging out in Barcelona. The performances were good. Rebecca Hall was fantastic. Not rich, but like... Oh, no, they were rich, man. They were just sort of hanging out.
Not the artist. What's his name? He was pretty poor. He never wore any shoes.
Who?
The artist. Yeah. What's his name?
But it's look at us. You know, we're free spirited.
Yeah,
we're artists.
Kind of Woody Allen.
I didn't like any of the characters except maybe Rebecca Hall, but she was really good in it. I watched both Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby movies. It's an interesting concept because it's 3 movies. It's about this sort of relationship and, how they struggle to deal with the tragedy that hits them, and starring Jessica Chastain and James McAvoy. And it's 2 movies, him and her. One of them's told from her perspective, one of them's told from his perspective. There's also another movie called Them, but really that's just scenes from the other 2 movies edited together to try and, market it better. But apparently these 2 are the definitive versions, and I mostly watched it because I'm a really big fan of Jessica Chastain. But the movies were fantastic. It's a really, really great experience, adding up to over 3 hours, and just to get both sides of the story. And it doesn't matter what order you watch them in. If you are watching them, I'd recommend watching him first. I think it would play a bit better, but I watched her first, and I still really enjoyed my experience because there's mystery to the other character and you learn more about them as each movie goes on, and the performances were fantastic, and it was a really, really well told story. I rewatched Bloodfather. Mel Gibson, so great in it. What can you say? One of the best movies of 2016. I watched The 40-Year-Old Virgin for the bloody however many at the time. It's one of the funniest movies ever made. I may not have had sex, but I could fuck you guys up. Yeah. Ah, Kelly Clarkson. Nipple fuck. I watched Matchstick Men on Netflix because Sam Rockwell. It's by Ridley Scott. It was alright. A little too much of Nicolas Cage having weird fits, and it needed more Sam Rockwell, but it was still
a 2000s Nick Cage movie for you.
It was a decent con man movie, but it wasn't anything special. I watched Big Eyes. Went on a bit of an Amy Adams kick this week, and she was really fantastic in it. I think she won the Golden Globe for Best Comedy Actress. She was really, really great. Should have been Oscar nominated yesterday, but we'll get into that later. Big Eyes was a good movie. Christoph Waltz was really, really over the top in it, but no, it was good. I watched Synecdoche, New York. Phillips, the Charlie Kaufman movie, is his directorial debut. It's been on my list for a while. I don't really know how to feel about that one. It's a mind bender. It's very, very depressing. It's a look at life and fear of death and how we approach all that, and it's very, very strange. And I don't really know if I got it, but Philip Seymour Hoffman is really excellent in it, and it's one that I'm gonna have to watch again somewhere down the line. I watched Lars and the Real Girl. Ryan Gosling, bit of a Ryan Gosling kick. He was really, really great in it. One of the best performances I've seen from him. I think with Gosling, the creepier his mustache, the better the performance is. Oh yeah. But he was great in this. And what I like, it's about this guy, and he's like, he thinks he's dating this blow-up doll, basically. And what I love is that the movie doesn't mock him. It understands him, and it's very, very heartfelt, and I absolutely loved it. I watched Doubt, again, part of my Amy Adams and inadvertently Philip Seymour Hoffman kick. Really, really good. Meryl Streep was fantastic in it too. It's just a really great. Kind of feels like a play because it's based on one, and I don't know if I liked the ending, but the performances are really, really good in it, and it's a really, really great mystery. That night I watched The Master, another Amy Adams, Philip Seymour Hoffman movie. Fuck, I can say Philip Seymour Hoffman is such a great actor. I hadn't seen many of his movies before he died, and I really regret that because he's so good in everything he does. The Master, him and Joaquin. Hey.
His movies are still here. You don't
Yeah,
have
his
to
movies are
regret
still
not seeing
here.
them.
But it feels like some actors, it's like, oh, they get more popular after they died, and I don't want to be a part of that, but I just regret not getting into him sooner. But he's so good in The Master. Him and Joaquin Phoenix, two of the best performances I've seen this decade. Amy Adams is incredible in it too, one of her best performances I've ever seen. I just didn't quite love the movie. It was a little too cryptic, and just I felt like it was playing itself up as deeper than it actually was, and it didn't really go anywhere. But the photography was gorgeous and the performances were incredible, but it's probably my least favorite PTA film I've seen so far. I watched Allied in the theater. It was okay, not really worth dignifying it with much more. I watched The Believer, an early Ryan Gosling movie where he played this Jewish neo-Nazi. It was very, very low budget, very stylish. He has this side relationship with some girl that did not work at all. But other than that, I really, really enjoyed it. I watched Easy A again, one of my favourite coming-of-age movies ever. Emma Stone is incredible. That woman can do anything. I watched Jolene, just as a big fan of Jessica Chastain. I wanted to see her first movie, but it was pretty garbage. It was really bad. She was great in it, but that was the only redeeming factor of that movie. I saw What We Did on Our Holiday, based on Jaren's recommendation. Really enjoyed it. The Brits are great at wacky family, dysfunctional family comedy. Rosamund Pike and David Tennant were great, and Billy Connolly and the kids were also good in it. Sorry, I've got so many movies that I've watched. Deepwater Horizon, rewatch, so good, so glad it got a couple Oscar nominations. I rewatched The Witch, didn't love it at first, gave it another chance, liked it a bit more this time, but I still had a few issues with it. I watched the Netflix movie, Take the 10, it was garbage. I watched Blue Ruin, Jeremy Saulnier's movie before Green Room. I don't think I liked it quite as much as Green Room, but Macon Blair was fantastic in the lead role. I really, really, really enjoyed it. And that night I watched the shitty Netflix movie Coin Heist. It was horrific. Don't watch Coin Heist, please. I watched the British horror movie Under the Shadow. It was pretty damn good, really stylish, but ultimately left me feeling a little cold and it wasn't all that scary. And today I watched Florence Foster Jenkins. It was so bad. Jaren, sorry, I went on way too long there.
That's alright, Jacob. I'll rival you. I've got 21 movies to talk about right now. So, starting off, first of all, I'm just going to nut them out real quick. I got Deepwater Horizon rewatch, absolutely love it. One of my favourites of the year. It's in my top 10. Look out for that list coming soon. It held up really well. I watched Blue Valentine for the first time. I think that's fantastic. Both performances were really great. Absolutely a shame that Ryan Gosling was not nominated for that Oscar. That is, it's ridiculous. 4 out of 5. I watched Rendition as a part of a Jake Gyllenhaal binge. It was pretty forgettable. Jake Gyllenhaal was really good in it. Besides that, it was just kind of boring. I watched The Artist for the first time based on Jacob's recommendation. It was really, really great. It throwed back to old types of movies like that. It was really good. I watched Lion in the cinema. Absolutely fantastic. Please go watch this. It's not making much money over in America. It's topped the box office here. I think it broke a record in Australia. Really, really good.
Check out his review of it on our channel.
Yeah, my review on our channel. Go check that out right now. We'll link it down below. I watched The Goonies for the first time. I really enjoyed it. Fell asleep with 20 minutes left, but I got up and rewatched it the next day. I was just really tired.
Hey,
it was like
you guys.
12:30 at night. Yeah, it was, it was really, you can tell it's dated, but it's really quirky, it's really funny, all the characters are really cool. I really enjoyed myself, 3.5 out of 5. By the way, Lion, I'm not going to tell you what it was, but The Artist was a 4.5. I watched A Fistful of Dollars. I really enjoyed it. Clint Eastwood is fantastic. It's a really cool old style, type movie, and he's a really smart character. Basically, he plays these two families against each other to try and, be the... I'm not going to spoil it. 3.5 out of 5. I watched Bronson with Tom Hardy, basically just for his performance. He's fantastic in it. The movie's really cool. Drops in the second half a lot.
Shut the fuck up, you cunt!
I love the first half. Sorry, man. Do you want me to stop?
No, I was quoting Bronson.
Oh, okay. I was just playing along with the joke, Jacob. You can.
Good.
Bronson, yep, good to see you got that one. But yeah, the second half was not very good at all. The first half was fantastic, 3.5. I watched I Am Legend, absolutely loved it. Will Smith is mesmerizing, one of the best solo performances in a movie I've seen, 4.5 out of 5. I watched Escape from New York, really cool, really cheesy, kind of dated, 3.5. I watched Moonlight in cinema. I'm going to be doing a review for that, so I won't tell you the stars. I watched Take the 10 on Netflix. Just abysmal. 1.5 stars. I watched Death Proof, Quentin Tarantino's final movie that I hadn't seen. I've been putting off because I heard it wasn't good. I liked it, old school style, type movie. It's kind of it's just really cool and really quirky the way they made it, and the car chase scene is absolutely amazing in it. A really cool throwback to Grindhouse movies. 4 out of 5. I watched Rocky 2. I watched the first one a couple years back, and I was like, why not just watch it to put off some time? Really enjoyed myself. 3.5. I watched 2001: A Space Odyssey for the first time. Absolutely loved it. I wasn't really bored until the last 20 minutes, where it's like 20 minutes of no talking and just like flashing lights.
Space baby.
I won't spoil the ending, but it was really thoughtful, really deep. It's got so much layers. I'm going to be thinking about it for years. 4.5. Then I watched Rocky 3 because I just love the first one. I love the next one I watched. Even better, one of my favorites from the Rocky series, actually. 4 out of 5. I watched Florence Foster Jenkins. Meryl Streep wasn't even that good in it. She was kind of really annoying. It was just basically white people problems, the movie, about a bitch who couldn't sing and everyone told her she was good, and that's the whole movie. I watched Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time for Jake Gyllenhaal's performance again. He is mesmerizing in it. Such a cheesy movie. Really bad, but real fun. 2 out of 5. I watched Rocky 4 today. Going on a Rocky, I'm going to finish them by next week. Really loved it too. It's got 3 montages, Jacob. 3 montages. And it's got the final fight is amazing against Drogo. It was fantastic. The Man of Steel, Apollo Creed, final movie, really sad, really good, really poetic to him. Really enjoyed it. 3.5. And then today I watched In a Valley of Violence, a 2016 movie with Ethan Hawke and John Travolta, who was amazing. I didn't think John Travolta was capable of that acting anymore, and he blew me away. I love John Travolta in that.
And Ethan really Hawke. Funny.
And Ethan Hawke enters my top 5 of the year, actually, in performances. Yeah, that's it, Jacob. Should we go on to the news?
Yeah, that was a whopping diary display, but we've just been going mental with films lately. So, yeah, movie news, there's a lot of stuff. So we're just going to buzz through it all. Black Adam is getting his own movie instead of just being the villain in the Shazam movie. The Rock's playing him, and so they're basically splitting it into 2 parts because they want to give more depth to the character of Black Adam. So I don't know a great deal about the character, but I am a big fan of Shazam. Just, what he is, a kid that becomes this superhero, his lightning powers, he's like as strong as Superman, and The Rock as Black Adam is like excellent casting, and he's been attached to it for a long time. But he's getting. It's just DC. I think they're making these grand plans before they've focused on getting the basics right.
Yeah, they need to do their structure, Jacob.
Yep, they need to. They need to lay the groundwork before they start.
You need a triangular foundation to support those ridging.
Yeah, you really do. But no, do
Also,
you have any thoughts on this?
BoJack Horseman, good show. While you're at it, on Netflix, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, good show. Watch it. Do I have any thoughts on this? I think I'm not a good. I'm not really. I don't love DC EU. Sorry. And I'm not really. I like these characters. I don't know them very well. I think they'd work better in a movie. I think Black Adam. I think just make a solid villain as The Rock as Black Adam and keep him in the Shazam movie. While we're saying it, I think Channing Tatum should play Shazam with Jacob Tremblay as young Shazam. I think that's perfect. And I think Black Adam will just be a great villain in a Shazam movie. He doesn't need his own movie. Say I don't know. Yep. Anyway.
Yeah.
Use other characters. You have hundreds of characters, and you're just spreading these 2 into 2 movies. Come on.
I just love that. I love that pick of Channing Tatum as Shazam because he knows he can play a man-child, as we know in 21 Jump Street and everything, and he's a strong dude, but he has an innocence to him. We'll move on.
Dramatic chops too.
We got a new Logan trailer, which was pretty cool. I watched that one. I watched the first one this week too, because I never watched that when it came out. But I love the tone they're setting for this movie. Just the music, and we got a bit of violence. We got some, I love the swearing we got. Holy fuck.
Charles Xavier. Fuck's sake.
Oh, dude, this is going to be, honestly, I never really had that much hype for this. I think this could be something special.
Hugh Jackman is a legend. Rumors said it. He took a pay cut to get this movie to go rated R.
Yeah, and I'm sure he can
Legend.
afford it. But like,
Oh yeah,
but no, seriously, this looks amazing. I love the tone. I love. It looks like just the way it's him hanging out with this little kid and everything. It feels like the closest we could get to a Last of Us movie, if it ever
Hugh
gets.
Jackman would be perfect
like-
for Joel in the Last.
Exactly. I mean, I don't even know if that movie's ever going to get made, but I don't want it to get made if Hugh Jackman isn't in it. But anyway, that's a rant for
You know
another
who
day.
awesome?
But
You know who awesome would be if he was younger? Mel Gibson. He'd be great.
yeah, I'd pay that. In his heyday, but no, Logan just looks really cool, and we're getting it pretty soon. I can't wait. What do we got? What's next?
Next we have Miles Morales is confirmed for Sony animated Spider-Man movie. I heard something about who the directors of 20 Jump Street and the Lego movie and that. I heard that they were going to do this. I don't know if that's still a thing, but anyway, it's coming to the big screen, an animated Spider-Man movie. That's so cool, and the Spider-Man we're getting is Miles Morales. I think that's so cool. You know, fans have wanted this for so long. For some reason, they just keep doing Peter over and over again, but we're finally getting an origin story and a Spider-Man movie about Miles Morales. What do you think, Jacob?
Do we know who's going to voice him in this? Is it going to be
I hope it's
Donnie Glover again?
Everyone wants Donald Glover.
He's actually going to be in Homecoming.
Oh yeah, I know. Not as a villain though. We don't. So maybe I don't know. Who knows?
Is he a villain?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think he was one of the. Oh, it was speculated he was one of the
Nah,
bad
the
guys
villains,
in one of those
I know.
shots.
I know the Vulture's a villain. I know the Tinker is a villain.
Oh, really? Is he, man?
And the Shocker's a villain, and those.
Yeah,
two
no,
are
but
played
there was
by,
a shot. There was a shot in a scene. I seen it in a breakdown video, and it looked like he was in the background next to a villain holding some big contraption.
Oh,
so
no.
we don't know
I hope
yet.
They don't.
But
I hope they don't.
he
have
won't
too
be.
many
He won't be
villains in
Miles.
this.
Otherwise, Miles would be like 20 years older than Peter.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah,
We're moving away from superhero
voice
news.
in the animated one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but we're sticking. Oh yeah, it would. I think it'd be great because he still has like that kind of kiddish voice. You know, it's still pretty.
Oh, yeah,
high pitched.
like-
He can do what he wants. Like yeah. Anyway, moving away from superhero news, but staying with the blockbuster, we have the Star Wars name for Episode 8, The Last Jedi. What do you think, Jacob?
I don't really like it. It's too leading. It's gonna have people speculating and stuff, and I don't like how they're doing this. They're trying to create all these theories and speculations and everything. I just want the movie and the story. And now that they've given us that title, we have to speculate, don't we? We fucking have to.
Well, you were going to speculate
what-
no matter what. You speculate about every big movie that comes out, Jacob.
Yeah.
We speculate about every blockbuster. It's a part of wanting to see a movie, being excited,
But, like,
speculating.
Does this mean Luke dies? Does this mean Rey turns to the dark side?
Well, Jedi also means plural, so it could be those two are the last Jedi.
Yeah.
It's like sheep. Look, these are
Yeah,
the last
true.
sheep. Those are the
And
last
I
sheep, you
think,
know.
I think someone connected that the two titles so far could form a sentence.
Oh,
the Force
yeah,
Awakens,
I like that
the Last
theory,
Jedi.
actually. The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi from his nap.
Yeah,
Episode
that should
9
be the
from his
episode.
nap.
Star Wars Episode 9 from his
Nap. Ay, or like, even if it's The Last Jedi, which means the Jedi are going away, that could open up for change, you know, because we don't have the Sith anymore. We have the Knights of Ren. Who knows? We could be putting Jedi to bed and opening up for a new generation, a new type of Force user, or who knows?
We shall see.
That would be. Although Jedi is the OG, but you know, it would be cool to open up for a new generation.
Can we just make Finn a Jedi? He's cool.
Oh god, I wish. But my from the start, I just want to brag in case it comes true. If it doesn't, you never heard it from me. But I think Rey is going to turn to the dark side because I just have a feeling.
I don't think you're the only one who has that theory.
No, but I've thought it since day one because the reason, like, I'm not just like, oh, Rey might turn to the dark side. I think it's because she got so strong against Kylo, because when Kylo struck down Finn, it made her angry, and as soon as she got angry, she kicked his ass. Like, she could be pulling from the dark side too. Like, because that's why Kylo kept banging his chest, so he'd get hurt and angry. And the angrier you are when you have the dark side, we all know, the like powerful you are. And as soon as she got pissed off, she flogged him. So who knows? She could channel that.
I also heard another theory as to why she could be so strong. I don't know how credible this one is, but someone said that she could have been one of Luke's students, and then when they got attacked, she had her mind wiped or something like that.
Ooh,
I don't
that's
know.
A cool
but
idea. That is.
Yeah.
I don't think Ben Solo
this
will
point,
ever come back to the good side. I think
at
he's
this
gone
point,
past when he killed Han.
At this point, I think Rey needs to be a kind of new character. I think if she was gonna be Luke's daughter, I think they should have revealed it in The Force Awakens, because the fact that they've set it up this much, when it happens, it's not going to be an oh shit moment anymore. It's just going to be like,
about that, Jacob?
Yeah,
because
we saw
about
that coming.
Are you sure about that? Because what about Luke, I am your father in the second Star Wars movie originally?
Yeah, but nobody saw that coming.
Oh shit, get shut. Are you sure about that? Because I'm pretty sure you go to the 80s, people would have been speculating.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like
I can't
now.
say I wasn't alive
Luke?
back then, but
Who's Luke? Is he this guy's? Who knows? I mean,
All I know
obviously that
is-
was way more. Obviously, there's way more nerds and people complaining and speculating now. But
yeah.
I mean,
But like that is regarded as like one of the greatest, most shocking movie twists ever.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the thing is, because
is.
Star Wars is so insane now, and they know how much people are speculating, they know how much they've set up and pointed towards it. Having a 2-year wait, if it happens, it's just gonna be like, yeah, we knew it. If they had revealed it in The Force Awakens, it would have been more of an oh shit moment.
It's true, because she might.
That's the thing.
I trust Disney. I think Disney.
What I'm saying is, at this point, I hope she's not Luke's daughter.
Yeah.
That would be very anticlimactic, I think.
What if she's Kylo's sister?
That would make her Han's daughter then.
Exactly.
And that's almost the same thing, really.
Anyway, moving on, Jacob.
Yeah, I got too hung up on that.
We have the most important bit of news today. Patrick Stewart has been cast to play the poop emoji in the Emoji film.
I don't even really want to dignify that with a discussion, if I'm being honest.
Let's move on. Jacob, we have a White Men Can't Jump remake in the works, Cooney. I'm going to ask you, who would you cast as the two leads in White Men Can't Jump if you were to do it?
Oh, don't put me on the spot like this. Okay, alright, let me think. Okay.
Not a doubt, go
for
on.
Wesley Snipes, I've seen the movie. Wesley Snipes' character, I think you want to... Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I couldn't tell you. I mean, the only person who's coming to mind is... Alright, I know what you're going to think. If I say Michael B. Jordan, everybody will be like, oh, he's the only black actor anyone can think of. But the dude can play basketball as well, and he was in the NBA 2K17 video game.
Yeah, exactly.
And, he's very, very charismatic, as we saw in Chronicle. And I think I could see him doing that. And as the Woody Harrelson character, you need a sort of geeky looking person. You don't want an athlete. You want a goofy looking guy, because the whole movie is about them hustling people into thinking he's shit at basketball because he's white. So honestly, I couldn't tell you who you should get for that, really. Do you have any picks?
I do. You could go Miles Teller even, because he's pretty goofy and he's also been with Michael B before. Anyway.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this? This is the best casting you will ever hear for White Man Can't Jump. Alright, for Wesley Snipes' character, I'm going to go Anthony Mackie. And
the man.
For Woody Harrelson's character, I am going, wait for it, Eminem. Boom!
Dude,
Papa Doc
I love that.
And B-Rabbit back again.
I mean,
Eminem can play basketball and also is a goofy-looking white fella. Like, imagine his range, man.
He might be a bit old, but he would be fucking great.
I think him and Anthony Mackie are around the same age, maybe like 5 years age difference. But seriously, like imagine his like the dude can do comedy. Have you seen his sketches? Like Eminem is funny as on the night shows.
Funny.
And he's like kind of small, and he's kind of like weird looking. Like he's got a big chest and these tiny little arms and these legs. Like I reckon he could definitely pull it off. And they've got chemistry, as you've seen. They've been in 8 Mile together, and Anthony Mackie is a funny ass dude, and he can also be a dick. I think
want to see Eminem in another movie.
I think he would have been in Elysium if they had filmed at his home, but he decided not to.
Fuck's sake, Blomkamp.
And he was gonna be in Southpaw too, but he made Eminem do it. Anyway, I mean Jake Gyllenhaal, which was obviously probably a better choice. But no, I Eminem and Anthony Mackie
Fair enough. Yeah, I like Eminem as I just want him in a movie. All right, other news. All right, Godzilla 2 has a director in Michael Dougherty, the guy who made the low-budget horror hit Trick or Treat and the horror movie Krampus. I haven't seen either, but it looks like it's just a trend. Blockbuster's taken these tiny directors to make these big-budget movies, but you know, it worked for Gareth Edwards. I personally loved the 2014 Godzilla movie, but you know, I'm just more excited for the King Kong crossover at this point because I'm not really excited for a Godzilla movie that isn't directed by Gareth Edwards because his direction is the main reason why that movie worked.
Yeah, safety not guaranteed to Jurassic World, to Star Wars Episode 9 too.
Colin Trevorrow,
yeah. But I would agree. I don't. I think the direction I don't love the new King Kong. I don't love the new Godzilla movie. I think besides the action set pieces, it's a boring film with no meat to it. But Godzilla's awesome though. I think the directing was the best part of that, not the script or the acting. The directing, the cinematography, the score, and the Godzilla was the best part of that. And hopefully this, all we can hope is that the screenplay is better, I guess. And
I think
we get better characters and.
Godzilla was probably Aaron Taylor Johnson's career best performance.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, Nocturnal Animals, he was fine, I guess. Bit wooden.
He should have won a Golden Globe for Godzilla. Come on, people.
That's bullshit.
Right, anything else?
James Cameron gains the rights back to Terminator in 2019. Woo! And he's going to oversee
garbage
a new
finally
movie
be
with
over.
Tim Miller. Yeah.
So is Tim Miller directing?
Yes, and James Cameron overseeing it.
Fuck's sake, Cameron, why don't you just do it yourself?
Oh, yeah, true. Well, I mean, it hasn't been... I mean, I'd imagine Tim Miller's directing. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but I don't know why Tim Miller would be on board if he wasn't directing. But, like...
He is
James
a visual
Cameron,
effects guy, though.
James Cameron has done 2... Oh, yeah, true. James Cameron has done 2 Terminator movies. They are 2 of the greatest action movies ever made. The first one, borderlines horror in some bits. Second one, flat-out sci-fi action. The second one's in my top 20 movies of all time. And James Cameron, he's never made a bad movie, arguably, and he's coming back to do this. I am so freaking excited. This needs to be the last Terminator movie. It needs to be put to rest. And James Cameron needs to put his baby back to bed. This movie put him on the map.
Get Jai Courtney the fuck out of there.
Yeah, this needs to put it to rest. This is it. All right. So enough of that. That's almost like half the show. Apparently.
Yep.
We are going to go on to our film swap for the year. Jacob, do you want to take it away? Our film swap, by the way, is a segment. We do every week where basically we give each other a movie to watch that we have to watch and review on the show. Movies that we've been nagging for the other one to see. So if I wanted Jacob to see Jack and Jill for so long, usually it's actually a good movie. And
I've already seen it though, man.
You have to see it. And then he's like, nah, I don't want to. I go, well, guess what? Film swap, bitch. You have to see it. He has to see it.
You can't give me that. I've already seen Jack and Jill. It was one of the worst days of my life.
Well, I'm going to give you Casino Royale, so you've already seen that.
Well, you can't give it to me. I've already seen it.
I will I'll make you watch it again.
I could just pretend to watch it because I've already seen it.
Well, fuck you. You won't do that. I know you have a better moral code than that.
I do, but you can't give it to me. I've already seen it. If you give me Casino Royale, I'm going to give you Bubble Boy again or something. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, for film swap, the movie I gave Jaron this week was another movie I really loved from 2014 that I've been wanting to rewatch myself, and I want Jaron to watch. It is a Canadian movie from the Wonder Boy Xavier Dolan, and it is Mummy. I absolutely loved it. Jaron, what'd you think of Mummy?
So Mummy is about a widowed single mother, or a widowed single mummy, if you will. And she's basically raising her viciously violent 15-year-old son by herself, and basically finds a new hope when a mysterious neighbor inserts herself into their household. So this, it's such an emotional film. Like it kind of relies on that emotional I wouldn't say manipulation, but it kind of grabs you, and it needs you to feel for these characters, and you really do. You know, this mum, she can't do, like, she's on the back, she's trying to do everything she can, and also be her own woman. And this person comes in, and it just changes the whole dynamic, and it's really sweet watching it. I really had a good time. There's one particular scene where they're riding, and they have that pop song. What's it called? That pop song, bloody Wonderwall, and it's such a great scene. The film,
it's one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, the film is presented in an unheard of, actually, 1:1 aspect ratio, the viewing area of the screen. The 1:1 means there's a perfect square in the center of the film, and he's like riding along, and he grabs like the screen and pulls it aside to the regular dimensions. He pulls the screen away. It's fantastic. I love that bit. Yeah, the music and the score was really good. The acting was phenomenal, dude. Like, out of if I go back to 2014, seriously, Anne Dorval, the person who plays Diane, the mum, seriously, she would probably be one of my favorite actresses from that year.
Yeah, I thought Antoine Pilon was incredible as well.
Oh, he was so
the kid.
Everyone in it was so good.
I didn't see it that year either, but he would have been in my top 5 actors that year, to be honest.
Oh yeah, they were just so good. I really love Mummy. I thought it was so good. And there was only a couple problems I had. It got kind of boring in a couple parts, and but I'm not going to go into the problems. I did really enjoy it, and obviously the screenplay was really great. The directing was great, and that one scene I really connected with, and that hit me emotionally. So this one I enjoyed a lot, and I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Jacob, do you want to go to yours?
I just want to recommend that you watch Mummy if you haven't, because I think it's really
definitely.
good. How good
Definitely.
is the... it has one of my favourite dream sequences of any movie as well, if you know the scene I'm talking about.
Oh god, yeah.
Okay, where am I?
It gets kind of weird too. For some reason he kisses his mum on the lips.
Yeah, he's a weird guy. I mean,
so weird.
Those French Canadians, they're a little different than we are.
Yeah, I was like, alright.
So,
then.
what did you give me?
My kind of movie. Alright, so we were talking movies the other week. We did a top 5 Disney movies, and I had the sudden realization that Jacob had never seen one that I believe has the greatest vocal performance of all time. He can tell you if he agrees or not.
I
once he
wouldn't
reviews the film,
disagree.
but this is Aladdin. A fantastic movie. I watched it in my childhood, just put it on Blu-ray to watch it again. I love Aladdin so much. And Jacob, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I can't believe I'd never seen Aladdin for some reason. It's just one that I never crossed its path. But no, Aladdin is really great. It's a musical, which is cool. I like musicals now, thanks to La La Land. And the songs were great. I mean, Robin Williams, you never had a friend like me. The wild energy. It's a voice performance, and he had more energy than 90% of live action performances I've ever seen. I mean, just the impressions he did. Yeah.
I swear to God, in 1992, had I been alive and reviewing movies, he would have been in my top 5 supporting actors. Honestly, just for
the
that vocal
wild energy,
performance.
and the animation that accompanies him is so frenetic and so much fun and hilarious. Just some of his facial expressions. I can't believe I'm losing chess to a rug. It's just, who plays Aladdin? Is it Scott Wiener? Winger?
Yeah, it's Scott
Winger.
Wine.
I'm just going to call him Wiener. He was good as Aladdin. Back in the day when it was acceptable to cast white people as Indians and everything back in the day. But no, he was great. Aladdin's a really charming character.
Blackface if it's a white guy and a black character?
I don't know, but it used to be acceptable back in the day, I guess. I don't know. I got no complaints, really. But it was a good movie. And there are some stereotypes in it, like some of the characters, but that comes with the territory with an animated movie. But the voice acting was great across the board. The guy who played Jafar was good. Gilbert Gottfried as the parrot was really funny.
Oh, he was awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
That was good, man.
Yeah, man.
I've
been practicing.
Wait,
fucking
Jacob.
the monkey. The monkey's a good lad.
Oi, Jacob, I gotta do a Brooklyn Nine-Nine reference here. Yeah, you, Iago. Iago, I'm surprised you've read Othello. Othello? What the hell is that? I was calling you the parrot from Aladdin. Good show.
No, I don't have much else to add. I enjoyed Aladdin. I loved the songs. I loved the first song when he's running away from all the guards and everything. I mean, yeah, I didn't love it. It wouldn't be one of my favorite Disney movies, but it was really, really fantastically done and a really fun adventure. I feel like I'm going in circles here, so I'm just going to cap it up. I gave Aladdin a 4 out of 5. I can't believe I'd never seen this. Robin Williams.
Yeah, it's one that I think would help from a childhood growing up with it, you know. It would definitely help if you grew up with it. You'd have a more connection to it. Like most movies, if you have a connection to them, you kind of tend to like it when you're an adult.
You see, I think if you'd grown up with Mummy as a kid, you would have liked it more, you know?
Yeah, true. If I watched the super violent, swearing, borderline incestual Mummy when I was about 8, I think I would have liked it a lot more.
Yeah. So, all right, I guess we'll move on for that to our weekly top 5. We really enjoy this segment, and then afterwards we'll talk about the Oscars. But this one, we've got a bit of an outside the box one this week in honor of Split coming out. You're seeing it tomorrow night, aren't you?
I'm seeing it tomorrow morning.
Oh, nice. I can't see it for another month because it's not coming here. But anyway, that aside, in honor of Split coming out, we are doing our top 5 favorite dual performances. So performances where actors played more than one role. I mean, could be more than 2, but yeah, we're calling it dual performances. So we've got doing that as our top 5. So Jaren, I will let you get started.
Thank you, Jacob, for that. First, I'm going to throw out some honorable mentions straight out the gate. We got... this is one that's kind of outside the box, but it does count, but it's just an honorable mention. Michael Cera in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World as Scott and Nager Scott. So funny, even just for that scene. So, just hilarious. How the opposite of Scott is just a really, really nice guy. Just hilarious. We can get some waffles, you know, they put them cereal on top.
I'm liking that.
Bill Bailey and Hot Fuzz, they don't tell me nothing. These two guys, and in the end you find out they're twins, and one's like, can you do that? Did that happen? I don't know. They don't tell me nothing. It's just really great, really funny as well. Now we're getting on to the more serious ones. Scott F. Wilson as Biff Tannen in Back to the Future 2. He plays really old Biff, who's won all the money thanks to the almanac, and he plays young Biff, and they share lots of scenes together. They give each other stuff, some wacky antics, and Scott F. Wilson's really good, really antics. Over the top, really, yeah, you gotta have some antics in there. You know, he's really over the top, but it's what the movie calls for. It's what the movie is. It's taking a DeLorean to the future. It's over the top, and it's perfect. And number 6, this was one that was almost in my 5. It was really tough to cut out, but I have Jesse Eisenberg for The Double. The Double came out in 2013 by comedian Richard Ayoade. You might remember him. He's the African American from The Watch.
He's Jamarcus.
Yeah, I can't remember. I didn't know if he was African American or Indian but no, he's from The Watch. It stars Jesse Eisenberg, Mia Wasikowska, and Jesse Eisenberg. He's trying to get a relationship with this girl, and then he finds out that there's someone exactly like him, but better in every way, taking over his life, and he has to try and stop it. And it's really, really thrilling towards the end. And I'll just let Jacob talk about it more when he has it, wherever he has it, if he has it. Jacob, my number 5 is. Ooh. Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb, a Stanley Kubrick film. And this one is Peter Sellers as Dr. Strangelove, as the President, and as Group Captain Lionel Mandrake. The first time I watched this, I did not even realize that's how good he is, that he was playing multiple characters. Peter Sellers was so goddamn good as Dr. Strangelove. He just stands up and, you know, he has that absolutely that memorable scene, the classic scene, where he just starts going, like, talking.
He just keeps hailing Hitler.
He just starts, like, hailing Hitler and standing up and, like, flipping out. And then the President, now, don't freak out, but we've accidentally sent some people to bomb you. Come on, like, they play that whole phone call out like a husband and wife, but it's actually 2 leaders of nations about bombing each other. Hilarious. And Captain Lionel Mandrake. It's just iconic performances, and they're amazing, and he's on there because I didn't even know it was him, and it's so good in such a funny movie. Iconic. Dr. Strangelove, Peter Sellers. Jacob, take it away, your honorable mentions and your 5.
I got some honourable mentions for you, Jaren. As you said, Bill Bagley from Hot Fuzz. It's a very minor role, but it was really funny and just a great visual gag that ran throughout the whole movie. And, you know, it's patience. It's a payoff to a joke. Armie Hammer in The Social Network played the Winklevoss twins. Really, really, really great performance. He didn't actually run around on camera as both of them. A different guy played the other one, and then they CGI'd his face on it. But it looks perfect. You would not be able to tell the difference, and he was really, really great.
Wait.
Both
you
characters.
mean two of him didn't run around at the same time? What the?
You know what I mean.
I can't believe they didn't clone him. That's bullshit.
You know what I mean, you fucker. Okay, my last honorable mention, as you said, The Double with Jesse Eisenberg. Richard Ayoade's an interesting director. I love his visual style, but I think his movies come off really, really cold. I actually hated Submarine because I just didn't like any of the characters, but I really did like The Double. They Fight Clubbed the ending, and it's... Yeah, Eisenberg was really, really great as, you know, this one shy, awkward guy, and then his doppelganger, who's like a really confident... Yep, and then he plays like the real confident one. But no, he was pretty good. But my number 5 is Tom Hardy in Legend. He's fantastic in it. He was one of the best performances of that year, whatever year it came out. I was just a bit let down by the movie. I thought they told the wrong story. I didn't care about the romance, but the highlight of that movie is Tom Hardy, and he was absolutely phenomenal in it as Ronnie and Reggie Cray. And sorry, I had to burp. No, he was so good. I mean, you come here and you don't even have the courtesy to say hello, Ron.
Hello, Ron.
I mean, the movie needed more Ronnie and less Reggie. He was an absolute firecracker, and Hardy just perfectly embodied both the characters. He was hilarious. He was scary, and I just wish the movie could live up to his performance. Jaren, your number 4.
I just want to say, don't get angry and leave unless you've already left. Then sucks to be you. That these movies are ranked like they are because we're going off performance, not overall movie. So Doctor Strangelove could be like number 1 as a movie, but as Peter Sellers' performance, it's number 5. That's why. And my number 4 is Moon, 2009 by Duncan Jones. Stars Sam Rockwell, Kevin Spacey as a voice actor, Benedict Wong in a really small role. It's Sam Rockwell, and he's a guy, and he's stranded on the moon. You know, he's doing a job for NASA, and he's trying to do his job.
It's actually Lunar Industries.
Yep. Fuck yourself. He's trying to do, he's just trying to do his job so he can go home and see his family. He, gets voice messages from them. Video messages all the time, and he's just doing his duty so he can try and go home. And it's a really cool insight into this character. The plot escalates, obviously. There's some stuff, some not so wacky antics, but some antics indeed. And it's just a really great movie that you should watch if you haven't seen it. Such a great sci-fi indie movie. Sam Rockwell, borderline Golden Globe worthy in my opinion. Jacob, do you want to go for your number 4?
I think I'll go ahead and do that, Jaren. My number 4 is Peter Sellers in Doctor Strangelove as Mandrake, the President, and Doctor Strangelove himself. And for all the reasons you said, he was great. And what makes him so great is that when I watched that movie, I didn't even know that he was all 3 characters because I had never seen anything with him before. I didn't really know who he was or what he looked like. I just knew he was Strangelove. I watched it, and I didn't even know that he played these other characters until... I'm ashamed to say this, but today, when you mentioned it to me earlier today, because I didn't know, because I just didn't know the actor, and I didn't research it on IMDb, and that's what makes him so good, that he just completely disappeared into these roles. I could not have told you that all 3 of them were him, and he was so hilarious as all of them. We accidentally bombed your country, the Nazi fits, everything you said. I can't add anything else of value. He was absolutely hilarious in it.
Yeah, that's a great choice. My number 3, we get on to the big hitters now, is a movie I didn't like very much. It was fine, but a performance I adored, and it's one you've already mentioned. It's Tom Hardy in Legend. For all the stuff you said, he completely embodies these 2 characters, these 2 brothers. The movie may have told the wrong story, but that aside, the performance of Tom Hardy is fantastic. I want to shoot out like a western. Even though Ronnie may have stolen the spotlight a few times, these 2 characters are so different. You know, one is completely outlandish, one is completely I'm stumbling for words here because he's just fantastic as his two different characters. And I'm going in circles here, but I absolutely love him in Legend. He is just so great. He's so nuanced in one and outlandish in the other, and you believe them when they're on screen because they're on screen together all the time. And you just believe it, and it's just really, really great. Jacob, do you want to go to number 3?
You know what, Jaron? I'm going to go ahead and do that. My number 3 is actually a movie that you've never seen, and these 3 are tight for me. It's hard to put this as low down on the list as it is.
I want to see
because these 3 were all great, and it's Paul Dano in There Will Be Blood. He plays the twins Eli and Paul, I believe. Initially, he was just going to play the smaller role of Paul, but the guy who was going to play Eli dropped out, so Paul Dano was they didn't have time to find a replacement, so they made him twins. Paul Dano was asked to do it, and I am glad they did, because he was incredible, especially as Eli, this religious not extremist, but just very, very devout religious guy who has a lot of run-ins with Daniel Plainview, and just that iconic scene at the end of the movie that I can't spoil because Jaron has not seen it, but just their whole back and forth. I drink your milkshake, Eli. But this is not about Daniel Day-Lewis' performance. This is about Paul Dano. He was so good. I think he's worthy of an Oscar nomination for this movie. He was fantastic. Paul Dano is great at playing pathetic sorts of characters that he's great at making you hate him in a lot of movies, and he did a lot of that earlier in his career, and he was excellent in this. I have nothing else to say. I don't want to get too much into it because Jaron hasn't seen it, but that could be one for a film swap one day because it's an excellent movie.
And my number 2 is one you've already mentioned. It was an honourable mention for you, and this is The Social Network. Armie Hammer, this is not my love for them because this is one of my favourite movies of all time. Armie Hammer in this movie plays two characters who are always, they're never separate on screen. He plays a character, obviously, with a body double because they're on the same screen. It's how all of these movies are, except unless they're filmed at 2 different times. But his face is on one, he is one, and it is just such an amazing performance. He plays these two characters who are exactly the same, but in their mannerisms and the things they say and the things they do, and the way he acts, you can tell that they're different. It's a layered performance, even though he's pretty much playing the exact same guy. They're supposed to look the same, be the same, act the same, but you can tell, in depth, in the layers inside them, they're completely different people. And it blew me away the first time I saw it. I honestly thought that they were different people, just because of the way they act. They were so different, and yet obviously twin brothers. Their chemistry. I don't know how they had such good chemistry together when it was the same person. Honestly, it felt like real brothers that they'd grown up together, because it was just click, click, click. Everything worked for them two being on screen. It's one of those visual effects where you see in a movie and you would not know it was a visual effect. I just had to burp there too. You would not know it was a visual effect. We are everywhere tonight. You wouldn't know. It blended in seamlessly. The performances were layered. They were just incredible. I love this movie. I love that performance. That's my number 2. Jacob, what's yours?
Alrighty, my number 2 is Jakey G in Enemy. How good was that, man? I'm a poet and I didn't even know I was rhyming those words.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, watch it.
Okay, Enemy. Denis Villeneuve's, he did it, I think he filmed it before Prisoners, but it came out after it, and it's a small movie that he did that kind of went under the radar. It's a big mind fuck, and It is all Gyllenhaal. He plays this mild-mannered college professor who he's watching a movie and he sees this actor who looks exactly like him. So he tries to find out more about the guy. Shit goes down. There's some spider imagery in the movie, and it's a movie about infidelity, and I don't know. I still don't fully understand it. It's a weird fucking movie, but I feel like it's going to be a bit higher on Jaron's list, so I'm going to let him go deeper into it. But Gyllenhaal is absolutely phenomenal in this movie.
Alright, Jaron has actually got a movie at number 1 that Jacob hasn't seen. No, I don't. It's Enemy by Denis Villeneuve with Jake Gyllenhaal, and he's my favourite actor, and this performance is heartbreaking. It's breathtaking. As you said, it's a mild-mannered college professor watching a movie because his friend recommended it to him. He doesn't watch movies. He kind of keeps to himself, doesn't really talk to anyone. And it's just a background guy sitting, and he just realizes it and backtracks and sees that it's him, and he tries to hunt him down. They see each other, and then, like, one's like, maybe one's evil, maybe one's not, It's absolutely puzzling. It's a movie about nature, discourage, frustration. It's riveting. It's really creepy. The movie is so fantastic with the soundtrack and the color palette and the imagery, as you said, with spiders and stuff. It's absolutely fantastic. I loved it. And I cannot. It's one that, it's a movie. It's not a blockbuster. It's not a sequel. It's not a prequel. It's not an adaptation. It's an original film with an amazing performance of Jake Gyllenhaal playing these two different people, and it's so powerful, so perfect. He was the only person who could do it. He is the only person who was the right age, the only person who had the right amount of power, the right amount of raw emotion, who could portray that on screen, and that's Jake Gyllenhaal. This is one of his powerhouse performances, one of his many, and this movie is one everyone should see, especially off the back of Denis coming off Arrival with his Oscar nomination. Seek this out if you haven't, for the direction, for the movie, and for Jake Gyllenhaal's absolutely mesmerizing performance. This is one of the best performances in 2013, full stop, if not the best. He is absolutely fantastic in it. Jacob, do you want to take yours away?
Yeah, I think you know my number one. If you know me, my number one is Sam Rockwell in Moon. One of my favourite sci-fi movies ever. It's right up there. I've watched it many times, and he plays Sam Bell. He's doing some work on the moon, harvesting helium-3 that powers like a big chunk of the country, and he's got 3 weeks left in his 3-year contract. He's excited to return to his family, but shit kind of goes wrong. He has an accident while he's out in the harvester, and then he awakens to find a clone of himself. That's as far as I can go without spoiling things. But you got to know that there's a clone of him because it is a dual performance, and boy, what a performance. But again, I know this came out like 7 years ago, but I can't spoil anything because if you haven't seen Moon, you have to watch it. It's incredible. But no, Sam Rockwell, it's him and his clone. They argue a lot, and what's the most impressive about this is the whole movie almost is them sharing scenes together, them interacting with each other, walking around together, and that is so hard to do, so hard to film, to composite the shots together, and for him to do. There's even a fight scene with himself that was really impressively filmed with use of stunt doubles and camera tricks and everything. Yeah, there is. I'll give you that. But with Enemy
and Legend.
Yeah, with Enemy and a lot of these other movies, they don't have a whole lot of scenes together.
I would disagree with Enemy. The whole last half is them with scenes together. And Legend, the whole movie pretty much. But like, in the last half, they're together pretty much the whole time. Anyway.
But yeah, no, Sam Rockwell actually made me cry the first time I watched this. It's not just a great dual performance, it's a great performance. I think he should have been Oscar nominated for it. I don't know what else was up that year, but fuck him, he should have been nominated. It's such a great movie. It's one that stood the test of time and people still love it and watch it today. And it's what made Duncan Jones what the name he is in sci-fi filmmaking. Even though he did Warcraft, we're still excited for what he does next.
Source Code. His best movie.
Yeah, Source Code was amazing with Jake Gyllenhaal. It's not his best movie, but
maybe if Jake Gyllenhaal was in Warcraft, it would have been good.
Yeah, maybe, but no. He had the thing that was Warcraft that didn't really work out too well. But other than that, I'm still excited for his next movie because it is like a spiritual sequel to Moon. It's a mute. It's set in the same universe, so I'm really, really excited for that. But no, Sam Rockwell is incredible in Moon. Okay, that's our top 5 done and dusted. Another week, and now I'm so tired, but we got to push on. We got to talk about.
I'm keen. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Oscar nominations. I'll let you take point on this one, but I just want to say first, just the big things. La La Land tied the record for most Oscar nominations with 14. Very, very happy with that. I love the movie. It's one of my favourites ever, not just of this year. So I wanted to win everything. Arrival got 8, Moonlight got 8, which is pretty cool. But we're just gonna, since you probably already know who was nominated and everything, we're just gonna go through and just talk about something we liked, something we didn't like, something we liked, something we didn't like, until we run out of shit to say. And then we've got a few other things to talk about on these nominations. So Jaren, start us off. What's something you liked? I know I said you were going to take point here, but I just kept talking and I couldn't stop. So okay.
Yeah, cheers for that, Jacob. You're an absolute lad for doing that. Cheers. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to start off with something I didn't like. The very first nomination of the night was, and if your name is Emily and you're listening right now, which you probably are, you know all about this. Aaron Taylor-Johnson didn't get his fucking nomination for Best Supporting Actor. It was absolute bullshit, and I'm boycotting the Oscars this year. Jacob, what's something you liked?
Well, no, I'll start with something I didn't like, and then we'll go with something we like.
Yeah, that's
and something
fair.
I didn't like, the thing I didn't like the most, Amy Adams getting snubbed. I thought she was a lock. She got nominated everywhere else. I thought she was incredible in Arrival, one of my top 5 performances, top 5 lead actresses of the year. I would have put her in over Isabelle Huppert, and I would have especially put her in over Meryl Streep, who was not even that good, but she's Meryl Streep, so she just gets fucking nominated. So Amy Adams gets shafted. She's a national treasure. She's so great and everything. She's the female Leonardo DiCaprio, and I'm so mad that they did not nominate her for Arrival.
Call, my friend. No.
I don't mean in acting talent. I mean in that she has been nominated so many times and has not been given her due.
I'll pay that, but in acting ability, come on. Anyway, I will pay that. For something I like. Something I absolutely loved is... I love this, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Something I absolutely love is Kubo and the Two Strings getting in for, obviously, animated feature, which was great. It wasn't 100% for that. It was kind of like 90. But it also got in for Best Visual Effects. The first time since 1993's... Nightmare Before Christmas, an animated film has got in for visual effects. Any animated film, not just stop motion, can be available for this, and obviously it just means they absolutely loved Kubo. They loved the work that went into it. It's such a surprise nomination, no one even saw it coming, and it's absolutely fantastic. It means they really love the film, which means maybe it has a bigger shot for a win. Who knows? Let's hope so.
Hopefully we get to see...
Imagine it wins.
Hopefully this means they love it so much that it wins Best Animated Feature.
Imagine it wins visual effects as well.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, something I liked. Now, I know this is to the detriment of your pick, but I'm so glad that Michael Shannon got nominated for Nocturnal Animals. I'm not saying I'm glad he beat ATJ. I'm just saying I'm glad he got nominated in general, because I thought he was my favorite supporting performance in 2015, and actually, was he? I don't know. I can't remember who else was there. In 99 Homes, he was one of my favorites. He's incredible in that movie, and I thought he was a shoo-in for nomination. He didn't get it, so they owe him this. He was great in Nocturnal Animals. I have him slightly above ATJ, but I'm not saying I'm glad ATJ didn't make it. I really wanted him to make it too, but I didn't expect Shannon to get this one, so I'm really, really happy with that.
I just want to say I think he was great, but I think all Michael Shannon really was the tough guy that, I don't give a shit, I'll fucking shoot someone, I don't care. Fucking Aaron Taylor-Johnson was absolutely nuts, and he scared the piss out of me. Anyway, we'll talk about all this later. So the next one that we're going angry about, the one we're going angry about, I know that it's mathematically kind of, impossible, the way they vote, but I think 9 Best Picture nominations, I really feel they should have rounded it up to 10 and gave something else, just some love, I think that they could have gone, look, we have 9, I know this isn't how it's done, but, they should have
it's nobody's
rounded it up
choice,
to 10.
really.
I know, but
it's nobody's
I don't
choice.
Care. That's that. I'm struggling for things I didn't like, because I did like a lot of things about this year. Anyway, Jacob?
Alright, things I didn't like. Sing Street not getting in for Best Original Song for Drive It Like You Stole It. That was really disappointing. The Empty Chair, the fuck is that shit? Yeah, Sing Street was great. It would have been cool to see it get some sort of recognition. Something else you liked?
Something I liked, if we're going back to this, is that I absolutely loved that Mel Gibson got in for Hacksaw Ridge for directing. I mean, obviously that he was predicted, he was like 5th or 6th on everyone's list, but it wasn't quite sure if the Academy had forgave him because, maybe they wouldn't separate the art from the artist, but no, I think his redemption tour is finalised. I love the guy. I think he's a great guy in real life. What he did, he may have done something wrong, but we're not getting into politics here. He said one thing while he was drunk, incarcerated, and I don't think we should judge him on something, because because everyone says bad things in their life. If we were caught saying it, if I was caught saying half the things I say, I'd probably be locked up too and shunned from Hollywood. But no, like seriously, Mel Gibson as director, he directed the shit out of Hacksaw Ridge.
Really happy with
he
that. He
deserves it, and Hacksaw Ridge got a lot of love. I loved that, and Mel Gibson, thank you.
Yeah, I liked Viggo Mortensen getting him for Best Actor for
nice.
Captain Fantastic. Not a surprise. He's been getting in at most other places, but I'm so glad he got nominated. He's not in my personal top 5 of the year, but at the same time, I absolutely love the film, and I'm so glad to see an indie get recognition in a big category like Best Actor, and Viggo was incredible in it, and yeah, that's awesome. Anything else any other gripes you have?
Oh yes, one humongous gripe.
I've got
Going
one
back to
too.
the Best Actor category. Jacob Gyllenhaal.
Oh yeah,
My favourite leading actor performance of the year. He's only got nomination in SAG, I believe. That's it, which is like the biggest one, but nowhere else has him nominated. It's bullshit. He is.
Yeah,
He's the best leading performance of the year. I haven't seen Manchester by the Sea yet, but in my opinion, out of all the things I've seen, I've pretty much seen everything else. It's absolute shame that he didn't get that. He hasn't had a nomination since Brokeback Mountain, and it's shit because he's been putting out amazing performance after performance. Like you go Enemy, you go Prisoners, you go Nightcrawler. All these amazing performances, and it's just shit. He's obviously not in their club. He obviously doesn't.
We
like
know
him.
he's got to play a gay person to get that nomination.
Yeah, it really does suck. Like, whose dick does he have to ride? Obviously Heath Ledger's. But no,
But he
seriously.
can't because Heath Ledger's dead, so
Exactly,
he will never
that's
get
why he can't get
nominated
his
again.
nomination anymore.
Yeah. If Heath
Heath
Ledger was
Ledger. I
alive,
didn't mean that.
No, if Heath Ledger was alive, he would have got nominated for Nightcrawler. Just that, I think that's how
Exactly.
it works.
That's
But,
exactly how it works.
Yeah.
Jacob,
All right,
any more
I've got-
gripes or things you like?
Yeah,
Or are we gonna go into
I
our
do. Just the fact that Passengers got 2 nominations.
I think
I
you
get-
separate the film from the
No,
aspects.
no, no,
I
no,
think
no,
it
no,
deserved
no, no.
production
Let me-
design. I think it had an
No.
amazing production design, actually. I think its production design was fantastic.
I would have
don't like
nominated-
anything else about the film. I think you're being maybe a little bit naive by not
Nope.
separating it from... Yeah, I
Let
think
me talk. Let me talk. Let me talk.
Yeah, here we
I
go.
would have put in Allied for production design. That had excellent production design, even though it was an average movie. Passengers was just bland. It was just a white ship. It just looked like every other. Alright,
It did not look like every other ship.
I will say the exterior of the ship looked amazing, but that wasn't production design. That was visual effects. But the exterior of the ship looked really, really cool. But I think there are a few other movies that could have got in there in place of it.
Oh, definitely, yeah. But I do think it did. have
And
good
score,
production design.
the
Excellent
score
production
nomination actually
Oh,
rubs
yeah.
me the wrong way. It didn't have a bad score, but there are a lot of really good ones this year. I mean, there are scores that I love this year that weren't really a chance for a nomination, like Swiss Army Man and Midnight Special. But then something like Nocturnal Animals should
Conjuring
have taken
2,
that
Nocturnal
spot.
Animals, seriously.
Yeah.
Like, Nocturnal Animals especially. Like,
yeah.
it's bullshit that Passengers got score over Nocturnal Animals.
Yeah. One more thing I'm happy with, the Deepwater Horizon love and Deepwater Horizon getting into visual effects.
Yeah, it got
Didn't
in for a
expect
couple
that.
things.
That's awesome.
I predicted
And,
for
sound
it
editing.
without... Like, I predicted blindly because I love the film. I didn't think it was going to get in, and then it did, and I loved it. So
All right.
we have a little special surprise for you guys, Jacob.
Yeah, what we're doing now is just to get a bit of discussion going. We've each picked 5 things, 5 categories where we would change something, where we would take a nominee out and replace one. 5 changes we would make if we were on the committee, so the things we wanted to do most. So I'll start, I guess. The first thing I would change is, of course, Best Actress. I'd take out Meryl Streep for Amy Adams. As for all the reasons I mentioned before, Amy Adams is incredible in Arrival. She's subtle but great, and Meryl Streep was just... She was alright. She could have performed that role in her sleep, and I'm not saying that's any less impressive, but I just didn't think she was that
performing
great
a role in
it.
your sleep is actually really
Very
impressive, I
impressive,
would
but-
say. I would say that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
But it's like she was just going through the motions, really, and it was. I didn't. Yeah, I just.
She was just kind of annoying, really.
Yeah. All right. What's your first one?
All right, if I am going, I'm going to go most important change last. First, I'm going to go of my top 5. I have a lot of things I want to change to the top 5. I would go best original song. I would take out, first of all, I would not take out Silverchair. I would take out that fucking Trolls song, because the Silverchair song is a bad song. The Trolls song is just the empty chair, whatever. The Trolls song, Can't Stop the Feeling, is just horrible. I don't know why it keep like fuck off. Like, it's not a good song at all. And I would closely put in, I almost put in On My Way to Find You or Drive It Like You Stole It from Sing Street, but I'm actually putting in I'm So Humble, the pop star Never Stop Never Stopping song. Obviously, first, because I think it's a great song, and second of all, the movie, everyone loves Sing Street, everyone saw Sing Street. Pop star flopped massively, horrible returns. No one saw it, it needs more recognition, and that would have shot it into the stratosphere. Jacob, your next one?
Yeah, alright, I got Best Original Song, Take Out Can't Stop the Feeling as well for Drive It Like You Stole It. There are a couple songs in La La Land that I liked more, but it already got 2, and Sing Street's fantastic, and dude, like, I can't believe that didn't get nominated. Can't Stop the Feelings, just, there's always that one generic shitty pop song that gets nominated, and I don't understand why, so yeah, not much else I can add.
Next one I'm going to touch on lightly. You've already done it. Amy Adams for Meryl Streep. It's absolutely abysmal. It's horrifying. Anyway, you?
Yeah. Okay. I have another one in Best Actress, actually, 2 in 1 category. I would take out Isabelle Huppert and put in Rebecca Hall in Christine.
Oh, nice.
Which you need to watch, by the way. She is second only behind Emma Stone in my personal favourites. I thought she was absolutely phenomenal in it. Huppert was really, really, really good. She's in my top 5, but out of the nominees, she's the next one I take out, and I think Rebecca Hall was that fantastic that she really, really deserves a nomination. It was a great portrayal of someone with depression. And she made me feel so much sympathy for her, despite the fact that her character was very standoffish and not very easy to talk to. And she was so good. It's her career best performance. And nothing against Huppert. I just think Hall would have deserved that spot more.
All right, so am I going?
Mm-hmm.
The next one I have is one I've already brought up. My man, Jakey Gyllenhaal, needs to be in Best Actor. I'm kicking out... I haven't seen all the Best Actors, so I kind of feel bad about this, but I'm kicking out Denzel. You've already got your Oscar wins, Denzel. Go home. Bloody Jake Gyllenhaal deserves this. It's his to win, and it's bullshit he didn't get nominated. Jacob?
Same. Take
Nice.
out Denzel for Gyllenhaal, and I don't feel good about taking out Denzel, but he's the only one of the 4 I've seen, and I can't in good conscience take one of them out. I'm seeing Fences in about a month, but no, Gyllenhaal was great. I can't believe no one else is talking about his performance. He was incredible, emotional, and I'd put him in there for Best Actor.
Seriously, if you just go off the surface, you're going to dismiss him. But there's so many layers to his performance, especially like on the highway scene where he's trying to juggle like making these extremists like settle down, like go away. He's trying to calm down his family. He's trying to be not too aggressive, but he's trying to like hold his own.
He's
so he doesn't
acting
seem weak.
right. He's acting as a terrified guy who's trying not to act terrified.
Yeah, and just juggling all these different things, you know. It's fantastic. And he has 2 performances. He also has another layered performance, like, as another guy. And it's just, it's just crap. And the next one I have, my second one, is Aaron
Why didn't we
Taylor
put that
Johnson.
in our top 5 dual roles? Didn't even cross my mind.
Seriously, I literally forgot about it. It probably actually would have been in mine. Maybe take out Tom Hardy. Keep in Strangelove and Jakey. Anyway, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Michael. All of these people. I absolutely like. It's so hard to take one out. You know, I love Mahershala Ali. Can't take him out. I love Jeff Bridges. Can't take him out. It's such a tight. Love Dev Patel. Can't take him out. It's so tight. So
Who do you take out?
unfortunately, it's between a couple
Shannon?
people. It's so damn tight. It's probably one of the tightest ones for the year. But I'm going to. If only one person can get nominated for Nocturnal Animals, I'm sorry, Michael Shannon. You were a great guy at being angry and yelling at things, but Aaron Taylor Johnson terrified me to my core. I was almost shaking whenever he was on. He was just this unrelenting, ruthless guy. I didn't know he had it in him. He was disgusting. He literally, you hate him. He is gross. He is really, really gross. And he's in no sense of the word is he, in no part of his soul is he a good person. He's just rotten to the core. Have you ever killed anyone? You should try sometime. He's just absolutely mesmerizing. My favorite performance of the year.
Oh, you want to exchange information? Okay.
I'm a Gemini.
My favorite color is pale pink. I like long walks and kittens.
Meow, meow, meow. meow, 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 meow. Like, he's the man. Jacob,
all right, no, this is my last one.
Your last one, even?
Yeah, it's both our last ones. Okay.
That was my number 4.
Yeah, so now it's your last. We're doing 5.
Yep, true. Makes sense. Go.
Spud. Okay. Yeah, my last one is Best Picture, and technically, since you can have up to 10 and there were only 9, I don't have to take one out. I can just add another movie. And that movie I'm adding to Best Picture is Swiss Army Man. It's my next favourite movie of the year behind La La Land and Arrival. And obviously it's not the type of movie that gets nominated for Oscars, but if I'm putting something in that's my favourite, it's Swiss Army Man. I absolutely love it. It's emotional. It's funny. It tells a great story. Great performances. Fuck you, Swiss Army Man.
Alright, I'm going the same route. It's the biggest, it's the biggest category of the night. You have to put something that's your favourite in it, and I'm going to cop shit for this. I don't care. My second favourite movie of the year behind
I'll
La
be the
La
one
Land
giving
as
you
well.
that shit.
I don't care. I want you to shut your mouth, and I want you to listen to me. Captain America Civil War is my second favourite movie of the year.
Oh, wow, man. I kid.
Captain America Civil War, I think... A Marvel movie has never been this high on my list at the end of the year, ever. It's barely ever made my 10. I don't think it has. Maybe Winter Soldier at like 9 or maybe even 11 or something like that. But Captain America Civil War is my favourite Marvel movie now. And it hit me emotionally. It made me laugh. It made me cry. It made me do all the motions. Everyone was fantastic in it. It's Robert Downey Jr.'s best performance as Tony Stark since the first Iron Man. Everything is fantastic in it. The villain is so great. I love Baron Zemo in this movie. He's fantastic. Kermit, cut my helmet, Zemo. He's so great. I think the screenplay is fantastic. The action, Spider-Man and Black Panther, these two additions are so perfect. Nothing could have been done to make their additions better. I think everything is perfect about this movie. I think even the score has definitely stepped up from a lot of Marvel movies that have been. I think all the action, I think it tackles a lot of deeper themes than any Marvel movie has. You know, it's one of the first superhero movies at the moment about, you know, kind of cleaning up your act. I know there's been others, but it's about, you know, cleaning up your act and consequences of all these movies. All these movies have led to this. It's the consequences. It's superheroes fighting each other. It's what you've dreamed of since you're a kid, seeing these larger than life people fight each other. And no, they weren't fighting for blood, and you can't use that as a con because, you know, they were actually trying to capture Captain America. They weren't trying to kill each other. Settle down. One was trying to escape and one was trying to capture them. Seriously, like, I love this movie from start to finish. It's not the type of movie that will garner attention. Not that it gets overlooked, but because people don't love these movies as much as I do. I think it's absolutely 100% amazing. Every time I watch it, it gets better. As I said, it goes through all the motions. I had a real connection to it. I absolutely loved it. It was my favourite movie of the year up until La La Land. I can't think of anything they could have done in Civil War to make it better. It's one of my all-time favourite movies now on my top 30. I love it. I would put that for Best Picture in the 10th slot.
Yeah, alright, that's it for our Oscar talk, I think. Anything else you want to add about these nominations? Oh, actually, I want to say, I didn't like the format they announced them in.
It was like a 20-minute infomercial, wasn't it?
It was shit. It wasn't. I missed the. You know the feeling when they do it live. You can hear the crowd shuffling in the background. It's exciting.
We didn't get a dick poop moment this time.
No dick poop. Like it's just exciting.
Hopefully we still get under Del Dazeem in the actual place,
I mean,
you know.
I got to look at Brie Larson for a few seconds, so that was nice. But aside from that, it was pretty shit for me.
And they didn't even get that many famous people. They got lots of writers and stuff. And I know they're great. They earn their Oscars. They're fantastic. But like, it would have been cool if they got more people instead of one person doing like 10 categories.
Or they should have just got Brie Larson to do it all.
Oh yeah, that's a good point too. Cool. All right, so we're about to wrap up the show. First of all, it's what is this, 8 or 9, something like that. We're a few podcasts in. I just want to, nice. I'm just going to chuck out a few shout outs to some people who have always been listening and commenting. We really appreciate it. People like Emily I'm sorry, butcher your last name. Emily Führer, something like that. Not like Nazi Führer, but like Führer with like an H, Lachlan Skinner, absolute lad. Manuel Manny Maligan, yep. And my man, Blake, definitely. And my main man, Robbie Navarro, absolute champion. All these lads, thank you so much for the support, always commenting, liking. It goes a long way. And we're almost up to 50 subs. Let's get another 50. Thank you guys for listening. It really helps. We love doing this podcast.
I'm working on getting us to iTunes or SoundCloud or something. I'm figuring that out. I know it shouldn't be that hard to figure out, but you underestimate how fucking lazy I am, but that's going to happen.
And I'm not even going to try, so.
We're going to get a bit easier to listen to in the future, so subscribe, tell your friends,
with us.
And thanks for listening. We are Children Film. We love film, and
we love children.
Shut up.
Thanks, guys. Watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. We're out.
I just love film.
I love children.
Thanks for listening.